Welcome. On the web page, you see a couple of input text boxes over here, a button, and then an empty block, an empty div called output. What I'm going to do is basically use jQuery to read the items that are typed by the user in the two text boxes. One is number of items, the other one is the unit cost. Multiply them together when the user clicks the calculate button and display the multiplication result in output. I have included my jQuery JavaScript from Google, and I say when the document is ready and when the user clicks on calculate, the element whose ID is calculate, that's what the pound sign, the hashtag sign says. Um, so when the user clicks on calculate, go get me the value of whatever was typed in number of items, which would be the first text box over here. Parse it in as a float. Do the same for the unit cost. Multiply the two variables together, items times unit cost total. And then I'm using, just like how I use the val property, there is also a text property. There's actually three things you could do: val, text, and HTML. And essentially, if you don't pass anything in here, it's doing a getter operation, meaning I want to get the value. If you want to set, as you can see over here, I want to set the HTML in my output. I'm actually going to pass it something. So there are three different things that you can use: the val, the text, and HTML. I'm not using text in this example, but that's also an option. And again, if in general, if you don't pass anything, that means you want to get the value. If you pass something, you want to set the value. So now I want to set the HTML. I'm basically bolding it using the strong tag, put a $sign in there, and then concatenate the value of the total variable. So read a couple of values, multiply them, and output them in my location over there by setting the HTML property of the output element. Let's run this. Let's say I have 5 items at a unit cost of $7.99, and if I hit calculate, I think that's about right. 7.99 times 5 is $39.95. So again, it is doing parsing the two numbers as float. One of them was actually float, the other one was an integer. Both are parsed in as float, multiply, and then outputted over there. Again, a simple event handling, read some values and do some basic maths using those. That's what this example is designed for. Thank you very much for your time.